was just a dingy sort of room, you know, with strip lighting. That was it. So we decided, thought, yeah, we like the idea, but you know, how can we make it better? So we went back and we had to think about it, and we looked at ways of sort of, you know, maybe starting this idea and making it our own. Anyway, we found this buildings, premises in the country. It was a sort of two-story barn conversion, but it had been derelict for 10 years on a site farm. And what we did is we sort of, well, my cousin thought I was balmy, but I said, this looks all right. You know, bearing in mind this barn had not been used for 10 years. The first floor had been used for a sort of it was kind of accommodation, sleeping accommodation for casual farm workers in the summer. But the bottom floor was completely just concrete floor, brick walls, and it was just storing old bits of farm machinery, stuff like that. So he said, you know, my cousin said, "You're mad? What? You know, we can't do it anything." I said, "Well, we can." And you know, we both sort of got a bit of DIY skill, and we spent a whole year. We actually took it on, and we spent a whole year doing this place up, and it looked fantastic, you know, at the end. And basically, we just had it was on 2 floors. First, on the top floor, we gutted the whole at the top, made it one big room, apart from one end. Now, one end of the room was a proper sort of full stage, lighting, put a sound system in there. You know, the windows were blacked out, so it was. We wanted to create that kind of concert or live venue feel to it. So the only way to do that is, you know, not have any natural lighting. It was all just sort of studio lighting. And then across the other side of the room, on the opposite side of the stage, so sort of a long, sort of oblongish room sort of thing, stage at the end of it. We built a control room and an adjoining acoustic room for doing sort of you know, refined recording. And that all went great, you know. This was about 4 years ago. We ran that for a couple of years. It was all brilliant. We perfected our sort of format, and then one of the customers that came to the studio, this was one of the dads actually. He said, "You know what, guys? You've got a brilliant idea here. You know, the only trouble is that you're in the wrong place. You know, this whole idea could be a hell of a lot better if it was done in a different place. You know, you should sort of scale it up and make it better." So I said, "Well, we have thought about that, but I'm not sure what or how, you know." So anyway, he said, "Look, I've got some ideas." And this guy was an influential guy. He's a big business guy, Milton Keynes, big company that he runs, making bathroom parts, stuff like that. And he said, "Look, I've got some contacts. He gave me a number." So it's just a London number. So he rang this London number, you know, a few days later, and spoke to the owner of a studio called Terminal Studios. Anyway, long story short, we went down to this place. It was London Bridge, and well, near London Bridge Station. And the area that the studio was in was a kind of industrial type of area, like offices and sort of small warehouses and stuff like that. So we arrived at this place. Picture this: 2 big double blue warehouse doors, sort of wooden doors, and a tiny little sign at the top, Terminal Studios, and then there's a small cutout door, you know, in one of the big warehouse doors, with an intercom next to it. So you press the button, and we walked through, and when we went in, it was incredible. It was like walking through a TARDIS, you know. Behind these closed doors is just this huge complex with like 5 studios in it. met the owner, Charlie. Went through, and he said, I told him how we found it and everything, and he took us around, and we started realising quite quickly that this place was just well, incredible. And we were totally wowed by the whole place, because when we walked into the reception area, all along the sort of top, around the top of the wall of reception, there was these frames with lists of huge megastars that have been here, been into the studio complex over the past 30 years. You know, we're talking like huge stuff like Robbie Williams, Amy Winehouse, you know, David Bowie, if you want to go back further. You know, you've got Westlife. All these people have come to this place to work, you know, and what it basically is, when you walk into the studios, the smaller and smaller ranging through to the larger studios. Larger studios got full showcase stage with lighting, and it's a bit like a small TV sort of studio, and basically what it is, it's a rehearsal venue for the record industry, where they take all these big stars there to rehearse. So, you know, and we just thought, crikey, this is amazing, you know. And we started thinking, crikey, you know, we're way out of our depth here, you know. There's no way this guy's going to allow us to bring a load of kids in and do this whole pop star thing. Anyway, at the end, you know, we told him about why we were there, explained what we do, and amazingly he said, yeah, you know, we'll let you do it. And we was just sort of, whoa, you know, fantastic. And we just sort of we came away, you know, quite excited, because we realised the enormity of the whole thing, you know. What it meant is not only could we do the pop star thing that we do, what we've been doing in our local area, but we could take this whole idea and take it into a place that actually is a real working studio for all pop stars. So you cannot get more genuine than that. And then the other thing we realised quite quickly, no one else does it. No one in the country, you know, could actually puts on an event where you can go on into a recording studio. I mean, what most of the other pop star experiences do, you go into a regular recording studio with a couple of friends, cut a few tracks, you know, go home with a CD, and that's it. But this is a whole different ball game, what we're doing. You know, you're going into a real live venue, full stage, where real recording artists go, perform on the stage that they do, and you know, record on the, you know, record and perform all in one place. And in the venue, also Terminal Studios, there's on the first floor there's a cafe area, you know, where the artists go and chill out and have something to eat, whatever. And this is what the area we use for putting on food and stuff like that. So it was absolutely perfect. So anyway, we started doing that about 2 years ago, and that's where we're at now.